This is problem 1.28 from Francois Tardieu's Backgammon Strategic Concepts book, chapter 1. Here's the position. We're blue. We rolled a 5-1. Our home board's on the bottom right. We'll look at three possible moves for the 5-1. I'll give you my quick observations on each move, Tardieu's expert analysis with feedback from XG, some of Tardieu's key points, his summary, and at the end of the video, we'll look at a position modification that I have a couple questions about. Here's the first possible move, coming down from the midpoint 13 to 8 and hitting 10 to 9, like this. Sends white to the bar, disrupting their development. Puts us up by 27 pips after the roll. Brings the builder down from the midpoint, 13 to 8. It does pass up an opportunity to make our valuable 5-point. Next possible move is running 20 to 15 and hitting 10 to 9, like this. Sends white to the bar, disrupting their development. Again, puts us up by 27 pips after the roll. It runs a back checker out, 20 to 15, reducing contact when we're ahead in the race, which is a good thing. When we're ahead in the race, we want to race. We don't want to get hit, so we want to reduce the amount of contact available. Breaks connectivity between our two back checkers, though. Right now, they're 3 apart. When we move our 20 to 15, now they're 8 apart. They can't be used to cover each other. We can't cover it directly. Passes up an opportunity to make our valuable 5-point. The third possible move is to make the 5-point, 10, 5, 6, 5. It makes the valuable 5-point, called the golden point. Passes up an opportunity to hit white. These are two back checkers vulnerable to being pointed on. So after this roll, white can hit us and cover the 20 or the 23. Here are the three final positions. Take a look at the final boards. Compare the features of each position, the pip count, the strength of each player's board, and the threats facing each player, and choose which move you would prefer. Here's the first possible move, hitting and coming down from the midpoint, 13, 8, 10, 9, before and after. Here's the second possible move, hitting and running at one of our back checkers, 20, 15, 10, 9, before and after. And here's a third possible move, making the golden point, the 5-point, before and after. Let's look at what Tardieu and XG have to say. Running from 20 to 15 and hitting 10 to 9 is the third best of the top 3 moves according to Tardieu and XG, because they say we don't have to hit really. We're 18 pips ahead already. Hitting in an attempt to gain even more ground in the race is not that important. It's not a priority, especially since this lead may be short-lived. We may get hit back. Second best move, hitting 10 to 9 and coming down 13 to 8. Again, we'd be up 27 points after the move, but again, that may be short-lived. It's a temporary advantage. We don't hit white, we're still 18 pips ahead, and we may lose that advantage of the pip count lead if we get hit back. We haven't built any new points either. Making our 5-point benefits us for the rest of the game. That is why this move 10, 5, 6, 5 is the top rated by both Tardieu and XG. After making the 5-point, our 6-point is unstacked. We had 5 checkers on the 6-point. Now we'll have 5 or 4 after the move. We're ahead in the race. by 12 still, or 6 to 18. We have a stronger inner board. We'll have 2 points covered to white's 1. Our split back checkers serve to reduce white's room to maneuver. So there'll be white will have to avoid getting hit by either of these. Have to cover the blot on the 16 and the 9 also. He's got 2 blots that he's got to cover. And we have a keystone to long-term mobility in the 5-point. Some of Tardieu's key points. After the 5-1, we're 18 pips ahead. Hitting in an attempt to gain even more ground in the race is not a priority, especially since this advantage may be short-lived. By securing the 5-point and unstacking our heavy 6-point, we're going to enjoy a positional advantage over both the long and short term. We're ahead in the race. We have a stronger inner board. We'll have split back checkers, which is going to make it hard for white to maneuver without getting hit. And white's got to protect those 2 blots in the 16 and the 9. And we have that strong 5-point, which will be the keystone to long-term mobility. Tardieu summary: being the first to make your 5-point gives you 2 advantages. Your opponent must take more care moving around the board, and you enjoy greater freedom yourself. We modify the position. Actually, we're modifying the roll. Instead of a 5-1, we change it to a 3-1. When we do that, we can do 2 good things. We can anchor up on the 20, moving 23 to 20 with our 3, and hitting 10 to 9. So when we can do 2 good things as opposed to just 1, making our 5-point 8-5, 6-5, we should do the roll where we can accomplish 2 good things instead of just 1. I think that's why this is the best move when we modify the roll. Let me know if you agree or not. If you have any questions, if you see something that I might be missing, all questions and comments are welcome. Make sure to check out Alex Eshaghian's excellent review of Tardieu's book, as well as Sunny Florida Backgammon Club's informative 5-video series on Francois Tardieu's book.